Welcome back, we the people. Continuing reading the book of Revelation, Injiyl. We're still on chapter 14, verse 9, but we're now into Dr. York's description of the human beast and the role Nubians play in that system. Reading on. The impressions that your children get from watching you and others are lasting impressions. When children see someone who is a good example, like a person who works hard or respects their elders and authority, having manners, neat and clean, helping others and healthy, etc., a child immediately remembers these things and will eventually pick up these habits. The same goes for bad habits such as using drugs, being abusive, or being disrespectful. When a child sees a person who lies, drinks alcohol, or sees you steal, these images are impressed upon their conscious and subconscious minds, meaning the child begins to think that these things are the right thing to do, when in fact they are not. And this is what they do to Nubians. They always promote the bad image of the Nubian. When you see a commercial, they are always being arrogant or the criminal. They are never the doctor who's saving someone's life. They are the drug addict or husband who beats his wife. When a Nubian man or woman does something great, you never see them promote it. It's always pushed under the rug, like it never happened. You'll see Marion Barry across the television smoking crack, and they showed it on every rotation, but you never see them promote the fact that Clinton smoked marijuana. They asked him about it, and he gave the answer, and I quote, in quotation, "I didn't inhale," close quotation. They showed this for a minute, and that was it. You'll see Magic Johnson with AIDS stamped across his forehead, but someone like Greg Louganis, an Amorite AIDS victim who won the 1992 Olympics after jumping in the water with other competitors, what if he urinated in the water? What if his saliva got in the water? What if he bumped his head and bled in the water, which could have been the cause of other people catching AIDS from the tainted water? But did you hear that plastered across the television screen? No. Most people haven't even heard of the name Greg Louganis. The point I'm trying to make is you can replace them with the correct images. You can take away these negative images that they place into your child's mind. Help dispel these myths that all Nubians are either gangsters or drug dealers who don't work for a living, because there are Nubians that have been and can be a positive influence to the youth. As long as you have the mark of the beast and live under the rule of the evil reptilian and accept his laws, you won't have any problems. The moment you start acknowledging who you are, the evil one will set out against you and say, in quotation, persecute that person, close quotation, just because you are righteous. That is the sole purpose. The Nubians who are running around the streets smoking crack, selling drugs, prostituting themselves, they don't bother them. You've seen neighborhoods where there are open crack houses, and you ask yourself, in quotation, why don't they just come in and close the place down, close quotation. They tell you, in quotation, we don't want the crack users, we want the crack pushers, close quotation. But if you arrest all the users, the pushers will come out, because that is who is supporting them. They don't want them. They persecute you for one reason and one reason only, and that is righteousness. And I will give you a perfect example of persecution for righteousness' sake. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. had a righteous heart. He meant well in everything he was doing, and you or nobody else can deny that. Correct? You may not agree with his doctrine or everything he had taught, but he had a good heart and he meant well. What did they do to him? They killed him anyway. Now, Malcolm X, on the other hand, was totally against everything they were about. He spoke bluntly against them. But for what he believed, he also was sincere and had a good heart. What did they do to him? They killed him. So now, what's the reason for killing these two totally opposite Nubian leaders? Because they were Nubian. Let me read that again. Because they were Nubian? No. He killed them for righteousness' namesake, because they were getting too many Nubians to wake up. He kills just because you have submitted to the will of the Most High and have become righteous, or by submitting to Jesus or Yahweh or Jehovah or even Jah. He'll kill a Rastafarian. He'll kill anybody. He does not want to see you serving anything other than him. Revelation chapter 13 verse 12 through to 17 tells you that he wants you to serve him. Most Nubians, believe it or not, are serving him in one way or another by trying to look like him, by emulating him, and that is his greatest desire. That you will turn away from yourselves and idolize him, worship him, and get the mark of prostrating to him on your foreheads, the mark of the beast, instead of the mark of righteousness. That's why he created sun tanning pills and lotion, ultraviolet lights, which darken their complexion. Not to mention, some of them live under these machines trying to be Nubian, and silicone implants which enlarge the breasts, thighs, and buttocks. For years, they teased you about your full lips, calling you, in quotation, bubble lips, bubble lips, close quotations, and many other derogatory names. Now, they are the ones who are having silicone injections in their lips, just so that they can look, in quotations, more beautiful, close quotation. Are you listening, people? That was the reader speaking there. Back to the reading. Take it from me. They are well aware of the fact that black, in quotations, that black is beautiful, close quotations. This is the reader speaking here. Did you hear that? They know that we are beautiful beings with our full features, but they don't want us to know that. Reading on. Now you do to your faces what Napoleon did to statues in Egypt. He went through knocking off their noses to hide their, in quotation, blackness, close quotation. You better stop trying to live in the image of the beast. He is from a degenerate, cursed seed. There is no life for him after this world. But if you live righteously in the way of the Most High, you have been promised paradise. Why throw it all away to follow in the footsteps of the evil reptilian? And that's the end of chapter 14, verse 9. Next reading will be verse 10. And we'll stop the recording there and see you on the other side, people.